my channel. So today is a bit of a transparent day as I'll be sharing with you how I overcame suicide twice. So please stay tuned. Welcome back. As you can see, I'm outdoors. Lovely, right? So if you hear a bit of noise in my background, it's because I'm outdoors, so don't be distracted. Alright, so at the time I was living with an aunt attending high school, and there was something that happened, and she decided that she no longer wanted me to live with her. So at that time, no, I had moved around the world about 3-4 times already. So I was in that space where I didn't want to have to relocate again, because basically I was just at a point of settling and adapting to the new environment, getting new friends and all of that. So it was a devastating process. So it was a very devastating process, because at this time I believed that I was living my best life. So having to relocate in an environment that probably I would suffer, it took a toll on me mentally. So I can recall the day I wasn't feeling well. I had flu, I was very ill, and the relative that I was living with at the time stated that she had a dream, and she went on to state what the dream was and decided that she was not going to keep me anymore. So at the sound of that, I went outside. We had a pool outside, and I went to the edge of the pool and I laid there and I was crying. I was saying, I'm not leaving, and mentally I was destroyed. And I can remember lying at the edge of the pool, looking at my tears falling into the water. When the tears drip in your, it forms like some little waves, circle waves. I'm going around, and I saw my reflection in it, and I was trying to see past the reflection to see the bottom of the pool, because I was trying to work out in my mind how long it's gonna take for me to die. Like, is it gonna be quick? If it's gonna be long? And I was there thinking about that all while crying, all while thinking how my life is gonna be destroyed, and that would have been it. So while I was doing all of that, my relative that I was living with was standing further up and was yelling that I'm gonna call the police, and at that time it wasn't what I needed to hear, because I was in a devastating state of mind. And all while laying there, I remember putting my hand in there, starting, you're trying to get a feel of what it's gonna feel like. And even though I was there and I wanted to, just push myself over because I was so close to the edge, I felt something just pull me up. Like, I laid there and I just got up. And I remember doing this, and I wiped my tears, and I said to myself, if I'm at this place where I want to kill myself, how worse can it really be? And I got up, and I was still feeling devastated, but I got up and I went inside and I packed my stuff. And I never stopped crying. It was like my whole world stood still at that moment. I knew absolutely nothing. I had no idea what would happen next. I just know that I was at a place where I would no longer be in this space. And it was something that I needed to embrace, and I didn't know how to do that. Right? But anyways, I was relocated, and it was rough, really, really, really rough after that. But that was my first attempt in killing myself. The second time around, I was in what I would call a situationship. So there was a particular person that I was so dependent on, that I believe I could trust, and had my best interest at heart. And so bad. There was so much hurt. There was so much pain. And I can recall, I'm not going to go into the details of everything surrounding the hurt and the pain, but it was a really, really rough stage. I was out of a job. I was doing a job that only lasted for 2 years and was extended for 2.5 years. So now I would have been out of a job. Where I was living, I was given notice because, not being able to pay the bills and my rent and all of that. I had nowhere to go. I didn't have anybody to turn to, basically. And I can remember one night being there, and I was so tired of the four walls. And one of my friends at the time stated that, she was going to a party and asked me if I wanted to come, and I said sure. And I went, and there was just nothing fulfilling about it. I was there, the music was playing, and I was trying to get in the vibe of it. The vibe wouldn't come. I went to the bar and I got something to drink, trying to drown out the feeling. That never worked. So I went in the bar and I said I was gonna help out with the persons who were taking, that never worked out. So I remember leaving the party with what would I call, like a flask of rum or Appleton, whatever it is at the time. And I went home and I couldn't sleep, so I drenched myself in the alcohol. And I remember waking up the next morning with a hangover. I woke up and I had my head hung over the bed. The day went by. I was feeling, there was just this pain inside my chest that it wouldn't leave. There was nothing that I tried, nothing that I did. It would not leave. And I remember talking to one of my friends that night, and I was saying to her, I'm gonna end it all tonight because there's nothing that's getting rid of this. There's so much things that I'm doing, and the pain is just not leaving. And it's like I feel like I couldn't bear it anymore. And I remember saying to her that I'm gonna kill myself tonight, and I had a knife. I went into the kitchen and I took up a really long knife, and I went back into the room, and I was thinking about how I'm gonna pierce my chest with that knife to try and puncture my heart or something. And I held it and I was crying and I was talking to her, and she was like, don't do it. And she was trying to talk me out of it, and I'm like, you're not getting it. What you're saying is not making a difference because the pain is not leaving. And I'm tired of feeling this way, I'm tired of feeling this pain, and nothing is changing. So I held the knife and I held it in my chest, and I started, to push it. And I squeezed my eyes really tight because it's like I'm bracing myself for how painful it's gonna be. And I had the knife, and I was pushing it, and then I just couldn't find the courage to push it any further, and I started using the knife to cut myself. And I was cutting myself because I wanted the pain to be somewhere else, anywhere else, but just not right here, because I couldn't bear it anymore. So I started to cut myself just to feel it somewhere else. That never worked. I was still feeling it, and I can remember calling my pastor and saying, "Can I talk to you?" And he said, "Sure." And at that time I couldn't go into the details of what was happening because it was a situation that not many people knew about. So basically I was silently suffering. So I felt like I couldn't reach out to anybody. There was nobody I could tell my situation to because of fear of being judged, what they would say, because I was already being judged and accused of things that I really wasn't guilty of. So I told him about what I was going through at the time, and he talked with me and he prayed with me, and I listened. And even after that, the pain was still there. But somehow I just couldn't find the courage to end my life. And so that was a moment for me where I felt like going through life, I was just passing through life, living just above the bottom line. And I felt like I was stuck right there at the bottom line, and I wouldn't move any further. No matter what I tried, nothing would work. And so there's a lot of us out there. You see people, and this is it. People, they wear nice clothes, the face look nice, they're smiling, but deep down, you do not know the hurt that people really carry inside. And I remember when I felt led to do this video, and I was very hesitant because these are very transparent moments, and I mean, wanting to share something like this and put it out there, there are gonna be naysayers, there are gonna be people who gonna probably laugh, say I could. There are gonna be people who will probably look at it and say, she a wicked anyway. There are gonna be so many comments and judgments. Some may do it publicly, some may stay behind the screen and do it, but it really doesn't matter, because at the end of the day I stand before God and He's my only judge. And I know that if I had someone like the person I'm trying to be today in my space who could have guided me or helped me, if I had heard certain things at some point in my life, then some decisions that I made, some things that I did, I probably wouldn't have done them, or I would have known how to better get out of the situation. But there was really not anybody that I could look up to in that way, to say help me. So it's a personal decision to share this sort of transparency, because I believe that there are so many of us out there who are in need of this. So for persons who feel like they are living like this, you are living just above that bottom line, and you're probably wondering to yourself, why can't I have a normal life? Because that's what I used to say to myself. Why feel my life can't normal? Why once my life has so much hardship? Not even the axe come on this earth here. Those used to be my thoughts. But then it was long after that I realized that, guess what? Great people do not have normal lives. And this is the thing. You are, when you feel like why you alone have so much hardship, it's because there is something on you. And some of the time I used to feel like me the black sheep of my family. To tell you the honest truth. I used to feel like nobody, like, I don't even know what to call it, but the black sheep. And then it was sometime after that I realized that I really wasn't the black sheep. I was the one that was marked. So all this time I've been looking around trying to find this light. You know, you're searching for this light and you can't find it. So you can't find the light because the light is you. So if it is that you feel like all of this hardship you go through, and God is a wicked God, and you know there's nothing that He's doing for you, or some people might say, I know God they want the money they want, right? And God can't do nothing for me right now. Let me tell you a lie yet, because if I did not know Christ, I probably would have pitched myself over in that pool, or I probably would have pushed that knife all the way, right? And I didn't, and it was because I knew Him. I knew Him, and it's because He had a purpose for my life. So I know it sounds cliche to say there is purpose in your pain, but it's not cliche for me because I have lived it. There is purpose in your pain. So sometimes you go through is because God have a bigger plan for you, and sometimes this is what a lot of persons don't understand. Sometimes the hardship that you face or what you're going through has nothing to do with you, but where you are going. So if it is that He has to use your struggles then to sort of train you. So while it is that you're going through hardship, you are building compassion, because if it is that you are gonna serve your ultimate purpose, which is to be a steward of this earth, we're not here for ourselves, we're here to help others. That's what we're here for. We're not there for ourselves alone, right? How is it that you're gonna learn to be compassionate towards others? It's because of these hardships that I've had to go through why I have so much compassion for people. It's why I love to see people succeed. It's why when persons triumph or overcome an obstacle, I don't have to know you to feel that sort of joy and fulfillment inside. And it was because of what I went through. Because you have to be able to be touched with the feelings of other people's infirmities if it is that you're going to serve your ultimate purpose here. When you are going through, I know it is hard, and it may seem like God is not with you, right? But find strength in it. Yes, you're going through a rough time. Yes, you have a lot of struggles. You have a lot of challenges. And yeah, God, what is? What kind of life this? How comes God say him love me? How come God say he have a purpose to me and me still can't find it yet? Be patient. Because you don't find a purpose, it's revealed to you. Alright? So while you're going through, just remember, for example, Mary was conceived with Jesus. You can't tell any intellectual person that a ghost got me pregnant. So Mary faced persecution. There was pain. She was losing her family. People were talking about her. And this is another thing. Some of the time when you're going through stuff and you are embarrassed publicly, don't shrink at it. Sometimes it sounds hard to say, but rejoice at it, because guess what? You're building a track record. Some of us are too innocent, so God can't use you if we do nothing. We can't help nobody because there's nothing for us to relate to, right? But everything that Mary went through while she was pregnant with Jesus, God called it favor. It's so hard to say, but sometimes you need witnesses. You need people to see and know that you've been through this, you walked through it. So when them run off them out and say, oh, she don't know about this and she don't know about that, or him don't know about this or him don't know about that, there will be people to say, shut your mouth, because I watched her walk out this pain, right? And this is the thing, a lot of you, even recently, you come to my page and you just see this pretty face and whatever not, and it's like y'all really don't know. This is what you look at me now and you clap for this version of me, but you don't know the version of me, that what you don't know what I had to do to get this version of me. And that is the reason why I can say to you that there is purpose in your pain. It was because of my hardship why I developed stamina and power. And some of the times when you're going through stuff, it's because it's building you for certain things. Sometimes it's like your fear, you stand face to face with your fear. So when it is that you build this stamina now, whatever you were afraid of yesterday, when you see it today, oh, you say, oh, I know you, I'm not afraid of you no more, right? So embrace your struggles, embrace your hardship, and know that at the end of the day, God does have a purpose for your life. And in the moment, you might not see it or you might can't figure it out, but He does have a purpose for your life. Alright, so, and I mean, while I was going through, there was a point where living among relatives and other people, I felt like the whole responsibility of the house, like doing chores, cleaning up, washing, whatever, I felt like that responsibility was on me. And some of the times when I did it, I was told, do good, so I have to do it over. And every day that I did it, it wasn't done properly. So basically I was doing it every day, because every day I do it, do properly. There is either some spot I miss or something, and I had to do it over. And in that moment, those moments were very overwhelming moments, because every time the steam a blow to your brain and you have to just try to stay calm. And this is what it was teaching me, to be a servant. Everything, how to serve, right? And this is a mystery in itself, because it is this serving that opens up the door for favor in your life, and a lot of persons don't know that. So whatever it is that you're going through, you may not see the good in it now, but I promise you that you will see the good in it afterwards. And I know what's a funny thing in life, sometimes the people that you trusted and that you believe would be there for you are really the ones that they are not there. The ones who say them know Christ and them live for Christ, and they really don't know how to love. They not have true love, and they don't have true compassion. And that's okay. Sometimes people say, you better know God for yourself. But who is really there to teach us how to know God for ourselves? And sometimes you have some people too, where you were there with them in their rising, you know, you prayed with them, you fasted with them break through, and then them reach a certain level now, them is like, oh, I'm over here and I'm looking down on you, right? And then them just look on you and say, well, God will fix it for you, and we help you like when it helped me. And I mean, that in itself is also okay, because sometimes some people see you and them think you fall and them think you're dead down there, and them think you're dead. But I'm telling you, rejoice not over me, my enemies, because when you think me dead and dead down there, I promise you that I am rising, because when the book of remembrance was opened, God has not forgotten you. He sees everything, and He's a just God. He's a covenant-keeping God. His word cannot return to Him void. So anything He says about you and your life, best believe say it's gonna happen. And if for 10 years from now, it's still has happened, because it cannot return to Him empty. It has to accomplish what it will. And it is really the word of God that has been keeping me, that I have been standing on. And you know, like I said, some persons are going to watch this video and they're going to laugh, they're going to criticize. You're always going to have naysayers, but I don't care. At the end of the day, I'm doing this for God. Some person are going to say, attention, she wants her a lie, she a tell. I don't care. I'm doing it at the end of the day for those who need it. You're not called to everybody, you're called to somebody. You're called to some people. Seek to know Christ, because He's the... It no matter how rich you be and all of the things where you're running in the world, if you don't know Christ, as rich as you think you be, you are broke. And some people might say, well, God don't make you feel nice, a lie I tell, because I've been there, I've done a lot of things, I've tried a lot of things, and none of it worked. So the joy that you feel with Christ, you cannot feel it in a club. The high that He can take you to, He cannot give it to you. The love that you feel with Him or that He has to you, it cannot be discovered in the arms of a new love. The ease and the peace that you get from Him, neither hypnotic nor Hennessy cannot give it to you. There is something in Him that cannot be replicated anywhere else. So in the Bible, you know, when the shepherds, when they were attending to their flocks, and if a lion should come and eat one of those sheep, that shepherd would fight that lion to get back one of the sheep's ear and two of its feet. So that in itself is a mystery to say, if you can still have an ear to hear the word of the Lord and you have 2 feet can take a step of faith, then that simply means that all hope is not lost. So remember, even though you may feel just above the bottom line, you can still climb your way to the top. So remember to like, share, subscribe, and let me know what you think in the comments.